I have genuinely been trying to find the energy to sit down and make reviews. I don't know why the fuck I can't, or it's just too fucking tiring for me. It's been a while. It's been a long fucking while. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're doing a review today, and it's on fucking Wonder Momo. Wonder Momo is a 7-episode anime that was made back in 2013 by fucking... Was it Shonen or Bandai Namco? Gonna go with Bandai Namco. If I'm wrong about that, I'll correct it somewhere. But it was an anime that was made by Bandai Namco, and it is actually a sequel to an arcade game back all the way in 1987 called Wonder Momo, where it was a girl that was very similar to Ultraman, who used a lot of kicking, moving abilities, and then had a hula hoop for an attack. And I know there's a motherfucker out there. I know who you are. Yes, I get it. Ultra Man. There's already like an Ultra Woman. I get it, but it's the best comparison that I have, so fuck you. Okay, so it's a small little anime. It's not that big. It's not that important. It's not extravagant and shit. It's probably one of the worst animes I've ever watched, though, unfortunately. First of all, the plot for the whole thing was a fucking mess of utter proportions. It was terrible through and through. Like, it was everywhere. Like, it tried to go so fast with so many things with like the 22-minute span that it had for the fucking episode, and it did so much and so little at the fucking same time. Like, it was so hard for me to follow because they just spewed out so information that like overall meant nothing to the entire show. And like, thank God it was only like 5 to 7 episodes, because if it was like 13 or like fucking 24, I think I would have fucking off myself if I had to watch any more of that abomination of a show. Now, the mess of the info that they give, along with the pacing of how everything was told, it made everything worse. All common sense just like went out the window. It was like, the best way that I could explain it was, think of like a 4-kid show, right? Like a 4 kids, so not 4 kids. I feel like that's not the best example. But better example, think of like, typical Saturday morning cartoons of like the typical. Think of Power Rangers. Think of Power Rangers if like it was just as equally corny, but the storytelling for Power Rangers just took a fucking nosedive. And instead of like giving like, pretty, what I say, standard type of storytelling, standard just boom, boom, boom here, it felt like they were just throwing shit at the wall, and they were just like, yeah, you should bring that up here and there and there. Does it make sense? No, but who do I care? I don't care about this product. Do you? No, so just do it. It was ironically just so frustrating to watch at so many levels. Like, I don't get how with 7 episodes someone can just mess up that badly on a product. Like, I hate being mean to people in the anime industry, or people in the most industries where they create stuff, because I know a lot of people, when you look at certain things, they put so much love and care to a lot of the products that they do. And I don't feel bad about this, because you could tell no one gave a shit about this fucking product. No one gave a shit about this product so much, we didn't even get a proper resolution to the actual story. So I don't know if I said this before, but I should also point out for the fact that this is a sequel, because this is called Wonder Momo Battle Idol. This is a sequel to Wonder Momo the video game, and I'm pretty sure I said that. So they follow this up with like her daughter, right? Her daughter is the main character of the show, and whatever aliens that Wonder Momo, the original Wonder Momo, helped back then, come to try to give her powers to try to help her again. But they mixed up her mom with her daughter, which, man, I mean, I get it, like, they look very similar, but like, also, you would have to assume, like, I get your aliens, you might not know how Earth life works, but you would have at least maybe assumed, like, sure, she's the daughter, so it makes sense for the mix-up, and they look very similar, but also, like, come on, man, like, we give like no explanation, and for some reason she just like automatically knows how to use the power. Like, it's one thing if she's like learning how to use her power and learning how to do things, but like she just automatically is balling out. By the second episode, she's just like balling out and like doing shit, and I'm just like, we have mixed that. We have gone from just in the first episode, for her being so confused as to like how to activate her power, to her just knowing how to do everything. It is the most like like bullshit anime thing I think I've ever seen in my entire life. And like I said before, we don't even get a resolution because the aliens that are attacking the other aliens, that those other aliens want help from Wonder Momo and other Earthlings like them. We don't even get a resolution to that. Like the last episode, the end of the final episode of that series is Wonder Momo, her mom, and this bitch ass blonde girl. They fall to, they like are making an ambush attack on the invading alien race, and they cut off, like we're about to start a huge big ass battle, and that's it. That's it. That is all we get from that fucking show. No resolution, no big battle, not even like a quick second like clip of them like jumping and then just a quick shot of them back on Earth. I was just like, how'd you get back here? It's like, oh, we just did. No explanation of that. They just go. They just go. And I'm kind of sitting there, I'm just like, okay, I guess this is just the end of Wonder Momo Battle Idol, I guess. And they do not flesh out the characters in this show, like at all. Like there's no proper like, character building and stuff like that. Because the main characters we have Wonder Momo, I forget her actual name, the original Wonder Momo, some random blonde girl I don't even care to remember, and some dude in her school that finds out that she's Wonder Momo, even though he finds out because he sees her transform in a gymnasium that everyone's in. There's a shit ton of kids in here, and hella people are just like, oh, was that so-and-so? I don't remember. There was like a lot going on, even though she did it in front of us. But he's just like, yeah, but like I was in front of her with a camera. Therefore, I know who like Wonder Momo is. I was like, that doesn't make like fucking, oh my god. This show makes no sense. Also, the blonde girl just hates her for no reason. Like, the blonde girl is also someone who has these powers. First of all, how'd she get her powers? Because that's the only like weird continuity thing that they do, because they set it up that the aliens have to give you her powers. Okay, fine, that makes sense, right? The aliens have to give you the powers because they're asking for your help. So they're just like, here, we have this power for you. You use it to help us fight this other alien race. That's like the one thing in the show. Makes perfect sense, right? If aliens are coming down, and the other alien race, like it's the only continuity thing, because it's like the alien race helped them in the video game, so obviously they would come back down with that same power to ask for help again. Only continuity thing that makes sense, right? Except there's a girl who is also another very popular idol. Wonder Momo's an idol. She's not that popular, but there's another blonde girl. She is an idol. She is an idol who fucking is super big, huge, right? She's a fucking popular ass fucking idol. But she also has these powers. How did you get those powers? Because there's also another scene where they're just talking casually to the aliens, but there's like no acknowledgement of the aliens giving her powers. And it's also weird because like the Wonder Momo, the daughter of Wonder Momo, the current Wonder Momo, she brings it up. She's just like, how'd you get those powers? And it's just brushed off. It's like one thing if you just left it, right? If you just left it and it was just whatever. It was just a whatever thing. But they acknowledge it. They question it. They bring up the fact, hey, how the fuck did you get those powers? Because I got my powers from some random shit. So you must have gone through the same thing, right? And she just tells her to fuck off. And then she's just like, oh, well, I guess I'll never know. Even though there's like ample opportunities. I even think there's a time they ask a second time. And I'm not 100% sure if that's the case. Because, like, if that's the case, then why'd you need fucking Wonder Momo? You already had the other girl. And also, if your goal was to bring back Wonder Momo, why'd you bring the blonde girl? Like, there's so many inconsistencies with the show. It blows my fucking mind, and I hate everything about this fucking show. It is trash. It is so trash, and I hate it. Oh my god. And the animation. Don't even get me started on the fucking animation. Like the animation is bad. But I wasn't like disgusted by it. Like for 2013, that's bad animation. For 2013, that is bad animation. But what makes it even worse, what makes it even terrible, is that every so often, Wonder Momo will have these fights, right? She'll have these fights where she has to fight whatever bad guy of the fucking episode, right? The fucking Power Ranger formula, I like to call it. And son of a bitch, the explosions that they have are terrible. It feels like they instead of just animating an explosion, they just got a YouTube green screen video of an explosion, overlaid it over the fucking animation, and anytime she used her fucking Wonder Hoop fucking ability and it attacked the fucking monster, they just put it on there, like it just came out all of a sudden. It is god awful. It is terrible. For 2013, like what came out in 2013? I want to compare this. What animes came out in 2013? Bro, you are not actually fucking with me right now. Attack on Titan, Kill la Kill, Devil is a Part-Timer, Free, Nana Biori. These are the animes that came out in 2013. You have this abomination of trash. Oh, wow. Okay, man. Oh, my God. I remember why I didn't want to make this review and why I chose this, and I sat there for fucking weeks, debatably months, not wanting to do this because I sat there and I'm just like, I don't want to talk about this anime. This anime is terrible and I do not like it because it's garbage. And it gives me a headache. Jesus Christ. This anime will probably go down as one of my personal worst anime of all time. It might be up there with some of the worst. But here's the thing, right? I feel like I gotta give a little leeway. And when I mean a little leeway, I'm not talking about, giving it like fun. It's, for example, it's getting like a fucking what? It's most likely my worst anime. It's most likely my worst hated anime. I'm gonna say that right now. It's most likely my worst hated anime. However, I feel like I'm obligated to at least give it some type of leeway. And the only reason I say that, right? The only reason I say I need to give this maybe just a tad bit leeway is because okay, let me give you an example. When I talk about very bad shows, the two shows I always like to bring up in my arsenal is Neo Yokio and Vampire Diaries. I hate these shows with a deafening fucking passion. Okay, so my apologies. When I said Vampire Diaries, I meant to say Vampire Night. I got it mixed up because I was recently checking out Vampire Diaries. It's one of those shows I watched. Don't judge me for it. But I meant to say Vampire Night. So anytime I say Vampire Diaries, I mean Vampire Night. My apologies. Now, back to the review. Now, obviously, when we put Wonder Momo on there, these are probably my 3 most fucking hated anime currently. However, I would say, objectively, obviously, Wonder Momo is the worst out of the 3. However, if I'm being subjective, or like what I hate the most, I hate Neo Yokio and Vampire Diaries way more than Wonder Momo. And here's how I'm breaking this down, or here's how it works in my mind. When I look at Neo Yokio and Vampire Diaries, these 2 shows were made with people going in there feeling legitimately passionate about the show. And y'all made fucking garbage. Like I said before, I hate shitting on people who actually like have a dream and a vision and they put it into practice and it's amazing for them, right? It's good and it's great and they look great. But it's fucking trash. Both of those animes are trash. Like I get it, you put so much effort into it, you put 110%, but it wasn't enough. You made some dog shit, homie. Wonder Momo, on the other hand, is not that case. Wonder Momo feels like a show that people just didn't even care about from its conception. The best way I could explain it is, imagine if these 3 shows right here were kids, right? Neo Yokio and Vampire Diaries are the shows where people actually raise them and try to raise them properly, and they turned out to be pieces of shit. Wonder Momo is a kid who turned out to be a piece of shit because the people who raised him were pieces of shit. That is a product of this Wonder Momo is a product of just bad upbringing and no one ever giving a shit. This one is, these two are shows where people cared and you somehow fucked it up. They somehow fucked up. I don't know if it's their fault. I don't know if it was external reasons, but your kids got fucked up. I don't know if I can necessarily blame you. And I don't know where the root is. They might just be bad fucking kids. They might just be the fucking devil. This was from bad parents. And I feel bad for that kid because he got bad parents. He got the bad shaft. He got the terrible shaft that, like, no one wanted you. No one wanted you and you got treated like shit. These two were wanted. Especially this fucker. This fucker was very much wanted. And they just turned out bad. And I don't know what happened. That's just the cards that were dealt, and somehow it just turned out that way. So yeah, well, you know, I feel that way about Wonder Momo. I still have to give it a very low score. Do I give it a 0? Like, there is nothing redeeming about Wonder Momo whatsoever. Absolutely not. Like, everything is either like subpar, it's whatever, to like it is god awful. How the fuck did this get passed in any capacity? I might have to give this to 0 because at least with Vampire Diaries, there is a story that's told. It's a corny story, but it's told. And Neo Yokio, admittedly, I give it points for being black-centric. Obviously, it's a bias. I get it, but man, we don't get enough of these. And the fact that this turned bad, I gotta give it points somewhere. Not to mention, even though the music sounds like it's fucking royalty-free, I still like it. But there's nothing redeeming about Wonder Momo. There's nothing redeeming about this show. I might have to just give it a 0. It might be my first actual 0 I gave any show. Like, at all. That I've completed and finished. So, you know what? Fuck it. Yeah, Wonder Momo gets a fucking 0. I never thought the day I ever see it, I always would try to find the benefit of things, but apparently I fucking can't with Wonder Momo because it's a god-awful show. It's a god-awful show, and it's not even god-awful. God forsaken this show. God forsaken this show and said, you know what? You just gotta go. You just gotta go. I don't know what to do with you. I don't know how to finish you, but you just have to go. You just have to go. You just have to leave. You just have to leave. It's not my fault. I don't know. So yeah, that was my review on Wonder Momo. I hated making this and remembering all the bad memories. So if you could, for the love of God, subscribe to the fucking channel. I know I haven't been that active, and I was doing the whole fucking episode breakdown shit. I can't do it in a single episode. We're turning that into a fucking the podcast / live stream. So by whatever fucking whenever this comes out, the first episode of like the long form version should be out on my YouTube channel, or I should have already streamed it by now. So go check that out if you can. Go subscribe to everything else that's in the link. Check out the Kill the Crux. You clicking on that link supports the channel in any way it can. So I would appreciate it if you could. Thank you, you lovely DJs, for watching this video, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.